The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. Why today's housing market is not about to crash. There's been some concern lately that the housing market is headed for a crash, and given some of the affordability challenges in the housing market, along with a lot of recession talk in the media, it's easy enough to understand why that worry has come up. But the data clearly shows today's market is very different than it was before the housing crash in 2008. Rest assured, this is not a repeat of what happened back then. Here's why. First, it's harder to get a loan now. It was much easier to get a home loan during the lead up to the 2008 housing crisis than it is today. Back then, banks had different lending standards. Yeah, like it was called fog a mirror. If you could fog the mirror, you're approved. That was about the lending standards, making it easy for just about anyone to qualify for a home loan or refinance an existing one. As a result, lending institutions took on much greater risk in both person and the mortgage products offered. That led to mass defaults, foreclosures, and falling prices. Things are different today as purchasers face increasingly higher standards from mortgage companies. If you're watching us on RonSiegelRadio.tv, any of the socials, or the ABC News and Talk AM 1490 video feed, the graph we're showing shows the Mortgage Bankers Association show this difference. The lower the number, the harder it is to get a mortgage. The higher the number, the easier it is to get a mortgage. And you can see right now that number is pretty low. It's probably a little bit lower even than it was in 2010. It is hard to get a mortgage right now. We're going to talk about why. Unemployment recovered faster this time. While the pandemic caused unemployment to spike over the last couple of years, the jobless rate has already recovered back to pre-pandemic levels. And again, I've got a graph for you. Josh is going to show that things were different during the Great Recession, as a large number of people stayed unemployed for a much longer time back then. And you can see where those numbers are as well. The length of the crisis is different than last time. Time it took for unemployment rate to recover to pre-crisis percentage. Easy for me to say. And you can see that there. The recovery time, this helps the housing market because so many people are employed today. There's less risk of homeowners facing hardship and defaulting on their loans. This helps put today's housing market on a stronger footing and reduces the risk of more foreclosures coming onto the market. There are far fewer homes for sale today. There were also too many homes for sale during the housing crisis, many of which were short sales and foreclosures. And that caused the prices to fall dramatically. Today, there's a shortage of inventory available overall, primarily due to years of underbuilding homes. Got another graph for you. The National Association of Realtors, NAR, and the Federal Reserve to show how the month's supply of homes available now compares to the crash. Today, unsold inventory sits at just 2.6 months supply. There just isn't enough inventory on the market for home prices to come crashing down like they did in 2008. And I'm going to submit that number is probably overstated at 2.6 months because some of those are already in contract. Equity levels are near record highs. That low inventory of homes for sale helped keep upward pressure on home prices over the course of the pandemic. As a result, homeowners today have near record amounts of equity. Another graph. Americans have record amounts. Last number I saw was about 58% equity on average throughout the country. 58% equity. Equity puts them in a much stronger position compared to the Great Recession. Molly Bozell, principal economist at CoreLogic, explains, quote, most homeowners are well positioned to weather a shallow recession. More than a decade of home price increases have given homeowners record amounts of equity, which protects them from foreclosure should they fall behind on their mortgage payments, unquote. Bottom line, got a lot of graphs showing you that any fears you may have that today's housing market is headed for a crash, most current data clearly shows that today's market is nothing like it was last time. That is the real-time real estate segment, again, brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. Great app. If you don't have that app, shame on you. It's free. And it monitors your credit. It monitors your budget. It monitors your assets. It monitors your real estate. And 97% of the homes on the market nationwide are reflected there. rsrmoney.com.